What's up, guys and girls? And yeah, you read the title right. The world of clowns is growing every day. Today, all I saw in the friggin' world was a bunch of damn stupid ass clowns. All right, let me tell you how my day started. All right, I'm told to go to um, Walmart to get my tires. All right, sir, you must pick them up. Yeah, but I want to get them put on my car. Well, I'm sorry, we're not putting tires on cars. We got all our people working on. Oh, there's plenty of stupid people out there. I'm listing them. First off, Walmart. Walmart. You're selling me tires, but you won't put them on my car. Okay, so that forces me to look like a fool. I have to call one of my local guys around here and say, "Look, will you put me a couple tires on my car?" He charges me $40. I'm sure he was pissed. He was like, Rob, thank you for the service or whatever. But look, what's up, Derek Dodgers? What's going on? I know he was like, what the hell's up with you? Why do you go buy tires from somebody else? But that wasn't my move. That wasn't a rookie move by me. It was, I go get the tires put on at Walmart, okay? Just because right here, especially in the spring of the year, I had two because I had them. I had to have a full wheel alignment, and my tires were not lined right, and I had to get two new tires put in the car. So all I wanted was cheap tires to get me through the summer until the fall. Then I'll get me a set of good tires from my man. So I had to call my man up and say, look, can you put two tires on my car? Got them in the trunk of my car. Yep, I'll do it. No problem. He does it. I pay him $40. Then I go to the DMV. All right. My birthday's coming up. And in the state of Virginia is like no other state, folks. You're good for like 7-8 years every time you go get driver's license. This is the last time I think I was for 6 or 7 years. Now it's 8 years, so I can get my license right now. No, oh hell no, you ain't heard yet. I get there and it says we're closed. All right, we're closed. I come home. It gives me the web address. I go to the web address and we're sorry, we can't sell it to you online. All right. So by this time, I'm frazzled. Okay, my day is frazzled. I am very much upset. I had to take my tires. I had to do a rookie move, take tires I bought from one other place and take them to a guy to get them, put them on for me, which is a real BS move. But I had to do that. Walmart closes their tires up, but they have all their tire workers working inside. Figure that one out. Tell me that's not a clown move. And then DMV. DMV is closed until like next week sometimes. All right. That takes care of the first half of my day. Me and my wife decide, guess what? Let's go out and see if we can find something, even if it's cheapo, whatever, for dinner. We ride around a little bit. We can tell a couple of the places like only take out only or drive through only. No problem. Well, we get to this one place in the little town and, they slide the glass back, let you order your food. All right. We want a couple of corn dogs. No salt, no pepper, no mustard, no ketchup. I don't want any of that stuff in the bag. Want to order a fries. No ketchup, no salt, none of that in the bag. I just want that. Want to order chicken nuggets. I don't want any honey mustard. I don't want any of that stuff in the bag. All right. By Virginia state law, you can't stand out there and wait for it. You got to go back in your car. Go back in your car. The clown behind me waiting in line had a cigarette about this long, puffing on it and all. So outside it smells like a damn, it smells like a smokestack. You got to leave your window cracked about this far so you can hear when they call your number. So you're smelling all this smoke. It's getting me in a great mood by about this time. And then they call 97, and I go up to the window. I look in my bag, and Rob goes off. Rob grabs a handful of ketchup, mustard, salt, and pepper, throws it in the trash. Half of it hit the ground. I go back, grab another handful, throw it in the trash. Half of it hits the ground. By this time, I am good and pissed. I am upset. I'm like, you don't listen, people. You don't listen. Dumbasses. So now what do I have to do? I have to do the honorable thing. I have to go to what's this place called? Let me figure out what it's called on here. But yeah. What is this called? I go to all the time. Yelp. Yeah, I get to go to Yelp now. And I've got like 75 Yelps, okay? And my wife will tell you, I'm not one to bitch about everything all the time. If I go to McDonald's and they get my food right, it tastes right, what's the last thing Rob says before he walks out that door?
Thank you very much. Everything is good.
Thank you very much. It was great. I don't care if it's McDonald's, folks. That's Rob for you. I go back to the counter. Thank you very much. And if I see the person back there cooking, thank you so much. I will appreciate it. Tip my hat to them. But tonight, what a weasel move, man. You go putting a whole big thing of ketchups, mustards, and the reason I don't want them, and I'll tell you why I don't want them. I've had them where this is what makes me upset more than anything. You get a pack of ketchup and it's been around next to where that honey mustard's been, and it's good and sticky. So by the time you ready to eat, you need to wash your hands 48 times a day. Yeah, it can leak on your food. No, thank you. But I was good and pissed when I left there. She was like, you got to calm it down. So who can I
stroke out over ketchup and
I was going to stroke out over ketchup, mustard, salt, and pepper. So I had to find the one place that could save my life for the night. Yeah, KFC. What a bunch of pieces of trash they can be too. KFC. They were so bad in my area. We got those assholes closed. They're done. They're done. Finito. Bye-bye. But I had to go somewhere that was not YouTube. I had to go to Dairy Queen. All right, go to Dairy Queen. I can get myself either a milkshake there, or I can get one of those blizzards. All right, I like those things too. Blizzards or milkshake. Those girls never. I'm not gonna say they never mess up, but hardly ever mess up. They do a fine job. They put me right back in the right frame of mind. I had my milkshake going down the road, and I knew my food. Where's my ice cream? I didn't get any ice cream. Then a milkshake. I might would have done a soft serve cone at the other place if they wouldn't have made me mad. But no. Don't do me that way and then think I'm going to go get an ice cream cone from you. No. I was pissed. I won't go back there for a while. Plus, I'll burn them up on Yelp. I'll put on there why you got a bunch of dumbasses working there. I'll do it. I'm sorry. Let stupid people run a place. They can run it in the ground for you. Okay? Yeah. How about our government? They finally passed the bill. They finally passed it. It only took them a week. Yeah. What's going on, Sean? I did a cage match last night. I was gonna maybe do some boxing tonight. Can't do that. Then they give me free food. Yeah, my wife, you can see in her room in there, she is rearranging everything. She's rearranging everything. And my all my games is in one of the bookcases. They're sitting in the hallway facing the wall. No boxing tonight. It won't be any boxing tonight. I was thinking about it, but hey, she's got more stuff, more pressing issues going on. I got our printer sitting outside here. We got everything in the hallway. She got one more new bookcase to put in her library in there. So, well, yeah. So any any other time I would have done it. Philip, have you gotten your welterweights yet? I know they were sending them out. You probably should have them by now. But yeah, today was just a crap day. You know what I'm saying? A crappy day. Not a crappy fishing day, just a crap day. You know what I'm saying? Probably tomorrow. That's good. That's cool. Very cool. The weather here is crazy. It's nuts. And gas price check of the day. Gas price check of the day. You won't believe it till you see it. They sent them same day I ordered them. Okay. Gas price check. Any idea, folks? Our last gas price check was $1.48.9. And that was about 4 days ago. $1.48.9. Still over $3 with Derek. Well, it's come down more. $1.45.9 at the Walmart. See, $1.45.9 at the Walmart. Damn, Philip's got $1.25, he said. $1.45.9. Yeah. So my Phantomatic says $2.34. I know it's about $2.25 in Philly. So Phantomatic must be what, Ohio, New York, up that way. Yeah, I know Philly still has it right at $2.25, $2.30. So Glenn, $1.95. Yeah, New York. Yeah, I was guessing. Oh, Philip was guessing $1.25. No, just $1.45. In New Jersey, $1.95. Glenn never has to pump his gas in his life, though. If you're not aware with New Jersey, when you cross the bridge leaving Philly or leaving Delaware or Pennsylvania, going into Jersey, you know, I used to get on 322. I don't know if Glenn knows where that's at or not. On my way down, on my way down to Atlantic City. First little Wawa right there. Stop right there. They pump your gas for you. Philip says last time he checked like 185 there. We are really, really in an area that's really, really cheap. I'm from New York. I pumped gas my whole life, but yeah. How long have you been living in Jersey? Or how long are you in Jersey, Glenn? You don't pump your own gas in Jersey, though. They do it for you there. That's the only state I hate that I can't pump my own. Oh, really? I don't mind it at all. Pump for me every chance you want to. Well, some of them top of tanks all for you, too. 10 years. Yeah. Are you from northern New York, northern Jersey, up there close to New York? And Lord have mercy. Let's give a big shout out to all the people in New York. My gosh. I would be scared to stay there if knowing that the rate is so alarming that everybody's catching it up in New York. I would almost get the hell out of there and just rent a car and be like, okay, or get in a car and say, guess what? I'm coming to Aunt, Uncle's house, Central New York. Okay, I'm close to Rutgers. Okay, I know where you're at. You know, if you got mom and dad living in Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, Maine, either way, I would be very, very close to being, okay, let me get enough gas to get the hell out of New York. Once I get out, I would stay put. in a week's time, I may get close to 10 people, and not anybody real close. No hugging. Seen my mom and dad a couple times this week. That's it. Hear from them daily. Hear from my brother daily. Both of my brothers most of the time. One of them for sure. Text them a lot. I text Ken Castro a lot. Puck. And I haven't seen G Puck lately. What's up, Sean? Has anybody seen G Puck lately? The guy that I've been doing my baseball with. I'm hoping he's all right. I'm praying for him. I've actually texted him. He's not gotten back to me. I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up there, but it was Wednesday. Last game we played was Wednesday. And I haven't heard from him. I have texted him I sent him one at 1:11 today. Is all okay? And I have not heard back from him. That's been 7 hours. But G Puck joined my channel about 2 months ago, month and a half ago. And all of a sudden he started leaving me messages here on YouTube. And then he just said, hey, let me have your phone number. I'll text you. And we can play NPNG Plus baseball. I said, okay, we'll have a 7-game series. And I haven't heard from him. Heard from him. So I'm concerned there a little bit. I really am. I think most people are trying to play by the rules, but all it takes is a few not. And we've stayed in for the most part. We go out some nights, go pick up some food and come back in. Generally, it's drive-through wherever it's at. But more and more stuff starting to close. And I think it's just a matter of time before these service stations starts closing. If by order of the government for them to stop selling gas or they'll stop delivering gas, that will put a stop to everybody on the road. It's not that many people on the roads now, but can you imagine if they put an order out? Okay, stop delivering gas to all these places. You better believe people are going to run to the tanks, fill their car up to the top, have it running over the top. Bring 5-gallon cans and have them filled up. I mean, people are not going to play around. They're going to get gas if they can get it. But that's some crazy stuff right there. It really is. But yeah, I'm gonna be on here some this weekend. I feel certain. Number one, nothing live still going on yet. Horse racing. I like watching horse racing, and I'll watch it for a few hours. But after a while, that gets tiresome. If I had a dog in the fight, if I had a little money on it, maybe. But it's more fun to go to the track anytime than it is sitting at home gambling. So that's no fun. Westerns, I can sit and watch westerns 3 or 4 or 5 hours at a time. Watch a couple of movies. After a while, that gets tiresome. Then I'll come on, get to line, watch some YouTube, watch some Atba Bryan. He'll play a game or either do a home run derby. Check out Al Red Sox channel, see if he may have done a fight or something the night before. Check out Philip Reynolds' channel, see what he got going on. Yeah, I noticed the Dodgers did that today. That's starting to get me wondering about something. All of the baseball teams, all of the teams have been told to do some replay games. I noticed the Phillies did a replay of Roy Halladay's no-hitter. So YouTube is starting to show some of this stuff. The president is pushing for some businesses, big businesses, to try to take back in and reconvene. If that happens with relative ease, start watching out. You're going to start slowly dialing in some more sports. I think college sports for the year's out. I don't think there's no chance they're going to have an NCAA tournament. Too late in the year, they won't do it now. They just won't do it. March Madness would be May Madness now by the time they get going good. Yeah, they don't want that. They're not looking. And right now it's already a month behind. I don't think they would. They would, but I don't believe they would. College World Series, that could still happen. I think there's a good chance College World Series could still happen in Omaha or wherever it happens in central part of the United States. I think there's a great chance for that. Golf tournaments, they can only make up so many of those. But NASCAR, has anybody heard the new NASCAR news? They're talking about going to the places that they've all right. For instance, Sunday's supposed to be Texas. In order to make up the Texas race, they're thinking about going back there in the fall and racing 2 times in 2 days, Saturday, then Sunday, just like they do in Pocono this year. They're already scheduled that Saturday and Sunday, 2 400-mile races in Pocono. These people better have their big boy pants on in order to do that. 800 miles is a lot of racing in 2 days' time. Kyle Busch is used to doing it with 200 or 300-mile Xfinity races and then 400 or 500-mile Cup races. But most of these guys aren't used to it. I'm wondering how they're thinking about doing that deal. Jimmie Johnson, 7-time champion, drives a 48 car. Exalta, I don't even know who his sponsor is anymore. It's a bank. It's a bank. What the hell is the name of his bank? The 48 car. Somebody help me out. Somebody's got to be a NASCAR fan. What is the name of it? Hit a blind spot there. But anyway, Jimmie Johnson, the 7-time champion, is reconsidering his retirement. He's supposed to retire at the end of this year. He's reconsidering it and maybe going to not Lowe's. Lowe's dropped him. It's a bank. It's a bank. I forgot the name of it. It's not well known down south anyway. But I can look it up real quick. Let's see. Jimmie Johnson's bank sponsorship. Ally Bank, ALLY, Ally. That's what it's called. Ally Financial, Ally Bank. That's what it's called. So, and Ally has already agreed to be on the car through 2022, I think. 2 more years after Jimmie was getting out of the car. But now Jimmie is reconsidering staying 1 more year. Could really be a sticky point for Hendrick. Let me tell you why. They've got William Byron. Chances are he was going to the 48 car. That's what I've been hearing. William Byron, 24 to the 48. Chase Elliott, 9 car, staying in the 9 car. The kid in the 88, I can't think of his name. He was staying in the 88 car. Okay. Brad Keselowski was going to leave, and this is just speculation, but I've been hearing he was going to leave the 2 car at year's end and come over to that 24 car starting next year. I don't know. 88's Alex Bowman. If I just hit a blank again on that, but if Johnson decides to stay, Keselowski is in the last year of his contract. That could there's a lot of stickling points that could go on now. And rumor has it he's went into Penske's office and said a few choice words to him and is more than ready to get the heck out of there now. So what could happen? He could be put in a Chevrolet team maybe that kind of works with Hendrick, but it would be a big pain in the ass for Rick Hendrick to have to do that. But I know Jimmie Johnson wants to go out on his terms, but he could put a monkey wrench in a lot of things if he stays 1 more year. Let's see if he does that. The MLS, I'm hearing, is talking about just slash or cutting. I hate to say the word slash. Slash just does not sound good. They're talking about cutting their season in half. And their season is what normally 32 games. They're talking about cutting it back to 16 games where they'll have enough time to get back in shape before they get going again. We'll see what happens there. That sounds realistic. That sounds realistic. And they may only play conference teams. Now, some of the teams have already played out of conference, like Philadelphia's already played one of the LA teams already. But they may try to stick in conference and then do their playoffs. That sounds smart if they do it. You're working on the fly there, so I can't blame them there. Baseball, talking about maybe 105, 110 game schedule if they can get going by sometime in May. They don't want to wait till June. They do not want to wait till June 1st. I don't blame them. 110 games probably would be May 15th. Yeah, that's the thing. LAFC has already played 2 Eastern Conference teams already. But I think the remainder would just be however many teams you got in your conference, which is what, 13, 12? End it with that. So you may not even play a half a season. You'd be playing about 40% of a season. But the 2 teams you've played thus far, and yeah, and most all of them's played twice, I think. But baseball, they want more than 100 games season. They're wanting 100. They're really aiming for 110, 105, 110. That would put them right at May 15th. May 15th would have to be, and if that's the case, they would have to be reporting back to camp by May 1st. That right now, that gives them a month. That may be plausible. It could be, depending on the virus, depending on what happens the next 2 weeks. Obviously, who the hell is going to New York and go watch the Yankees or the Mets? I don't think nobody wants to do that right now. Airplane, subway, train, bus, taxi, personal vehicle. I don't think nobody wants to go in that city any kind of way, and you can't blame them for that. So the teams like Atlanta, Washington, Philadelphia, Miami, you can't blame those folks at all for not wanting to go into New York right now, because it is just a haven of just a lot of sick people there. It really is. And and that's, you're right. It won't be any games if New York can't play. But you know as well as I do, folks, don't think for a second if the Yankees have to move somewhere else to play, they'll do it. It's money. We are talking about money here. It's all a money game, money racket. So don't you think for a second, if they tell the Yankees, tell the Mets, guess what? You can't play in the city. You're going to have to go outside the city to play. They'll do it. They'll do it if it has to be. Trust me. There's so much money up going up in smoke right now. And a lot of their money is, the Comcast thing. We paid, $149 last year to watch every game. Every game. No blackouts except, well, for me, Nats were blackout team. Nats and Orioles were blackout teams. So I had to go to my local channels to watch the Nats or the Orioles, either one. But they always were on TV, all the channels, So don't think for 1 second that if the Yankees can't play in Yankee Stadium, they will not play this year. They'll find a place, even if they have to go down to Atlantic City. There's a nice ballpark down there, a couple of nice ballparks. They might not draw the crowds, but they'll still get that TV revenue, which they need to pay that big ass salaries that they've got, And trust me, if they're not able, they in the collective bargaining agreement, okay, They're in a collective bargaining agreement with the owners that if they're not able to play at home for some reason, trust me, they get a bigger piece of the TV pie then. Oh yeah, they won't lose out. They will not lose out. Collective bargaining agreements, trust me, they've saved more than one team before. Mark Cuban came out today. Didn't even see it live. All I saw was a replay of it. And he says the NBA season needs to go on and finish up. We need to have a complete rest of our season. Now, I don't know whether he's talking about we need to finish every game. I don't think it's possible now, but I think they could have a shortened season, maybe. But think about it. Of all the athletes out there, who has been the sickest? Soccer, basketball. Soccer and basketball. And football players, hell, they stay on the move all the time, going to, different places, signing stuff, constantly talking to an agent or whatever. They're constantly on planes too. But you don't hear as much with NFL as you do soccer and basketball. And then of course the wrestlers, and that's going to affect the WrestleMania. I know a few of you guys out there are wrestling fans. It's going to be taped. They're going to tape it in advance. No live pay-per-view for WrestleMania. It's going to be taped and shown on April 4th and 5th. But they're starting to tape it this weekend. So, I don't know how you guys feel about that. And if you watch it on Comcast, not through the WWE network, but if you watch it through Comcast, it's $89.99. That's what I'm hearing. They have not officially released a price, but I'm hearing $90. That's $10 more. That's $10 more than the Wilder Fury fight. So that was kind of interesting to me to hear that. Speaking of Wilder Fury, Wilder is wanting a rematch, which he can invoke the rematch clause. So it will happen if Fury has not broken the rules. Some kind of, I don't know what it was, drug policy, what it was prior to his second match with Wilder. He did something. I don't know. I haven't really read the rules or whatever it was, but it seems like he may have broke the rules somewhere in England. If that is the case, there is no chance in hell that's going to be a rematch in England. It will be once again in somewhere in the United States, probably Vegas, but would not have to be in Vegas. There's a few places it could be. But New York's not one of them. New York, Madison Square Garden does not look like the rematch place, especially if it occurs in 2020, which they're hoping it will. Because I know Fury wants Joshua. Fury wants Joshua now. And I don't know how you guys feel about it. I don't think either one of them can beat Fury. I don't think Joshua can. I don't think Wilder can. Wilder can go back 25 pounds, but he still has to stop a train running over him. So I don't know. It would be tough, really tough. We will have the All-Star race. I've been reminded about 5 people that in the last couple of weeks, when are you going to have the All-Star race? And I was like, whoa, didn't have the All-Star race, did I? So the All-Star race is going to be coming up within the next few days. I'm going to have, it's 19 cars in it. So we will take out the bottom group entirely as far as one of the roles. It won't be that. It'll probably just be pedal to the metal. And we'll do it that way. See what happens. We'll do it with one 20-sided die, and it should be pretty cool there. Let's see. Cam Newton. Cam Newton officially a free agent. The Carolina Panthers decided not to exercise their clause to pick him up for the 2020-21 season. So Cam Newton no longer a member of the Carolina Panthers. There is rumors out there that maybe New England's looking at him. I wouldn't think so. I don't think he fits the mold of Bill Belichick, but that's just me. He does not look like a Bill Belichick. To me, just doesn't look like he'd fit the Belichick mold. I just don't. It's hard for me to believe it. I personally, I still see them trying to get a rookie, Jake Fromm. Perfect. I would be trying to get the kid from the Lions, Stafford, but who knows? And look, Stafford would be a big roll of the dice. A big roll of the dice is all he would be. It's because he's never done anything. But man, oh man, if you want to write potential, P all the way to L in capital letters, to me, he exemplifies it. He's big, strong, got a great arm, doesn't show off. He just has never accomplished anything, never done anything. Derek Carr, still right now, quote unquote, the starter for the Raiders. There's still time for him to lose his job. He could still lose it between now and the end of training or whatever. It'll be hard for me to believe that Derek Carr is going to be the backup. I mean, it's hard for me to believe Derek Carr is going to start. Mariota's out there. I don't know. I think they want somebody besides Derek Carr out there. The Chargers, everything's pointing to those guys trying to draft a quarterback. And if that's the case, they're going to try to move up. Are they going to try to get Tua? I don't know. But from all indications, Tua's value may have dropped a little bit. He did a small workout, and nobody was really impressed that much by it. A couple of teams watched it that were interested in getting him, but it was nobody out there really dancing around having a fit watching him throw the football. Joe Burrow needs to do nothing else. Joe Burrow right now needs to be sitting at home, sipping on water, watching the Waltons, staying out of trouble for a month, and he'll be the number one pick. And I truly believe that. Heard Herb Street say he would be as surprised if there's college football this year. That's so far away, though. Man, oh man. I mean, we're still talking about September, man. I'm not going to go that far. If they don't, let's say it this way: if they don't play college football 2020 to 2021, there's going to be a lot of things out. I don't think baseball will play a single inning this year. If college football is out all the next year, no way. That's September, man. That is September, October before they really get playing good. September and October. And baseball is already talking about coming back May and June. By that time, May, June, July, August, yeah, baseball won't be back either, if that's the case. 15, 17 days into it right now for the United States to be into it, hip deep into this thing. You can't see where anything's decreasing yet. And that's what they've got to find. They've got to find an antidote or, something for it to slow us down. And then when the numbers start decreasing, then they can kind of figure out, okay, how much longer is it going to be before we can walk somewhere and not have to worry about putting a mask on? How long will it be before we have to worry about finding toilet tissue on the shelves? How long is it going to be before we have to worry that we can eat a Big Mac in front of somebody 5 feet away? All that stuff's going to take into account. I will say this much to you, though. I guarantee you things will never be the same again. I'm with you, Derek, Dodgers Royals fan. I don't think by Easter it would be either. And that's what? Is that the 12th? I think it's the 12th. I'm with you. I don't think so either. That's just April, though. That's just, 3 weeks away. Nothing will ever be the same again. And when I say that, nobody will be going anywhere in a vehicle anymore without having that hand sanitizer. How many people, since this happened, keep hand sanitizer in their car that did not used to do it before this happened? And when I say it, we always kept it sometimes, but now, I mean, we have a special place for it. We have a special place for it now. So every time we're getting in the car, okay, you just got that bag of food. All right, here you go, Rob. Okay, hands out. Anybody else doing it that way too? I mean, our life has changed since this happened. I mean, it's become, it's past habit forming. It's part of daily life now. Okay, all right, where you been? All right, before you crank your car up, a couple of squirts. All right. Now I get around the steering wheel one time on my hand. Okay, now we're ready to go. Anybody else change that way, or is it just status quo? It has here in this household, me and my wife, big time. I wash my hands a lot too, but I'm just saying when we go out somewhere, if I go in Walmart, come out with 2 or 3 cases of water, she will unlock the door to the car, and first thing she says, squirt. Okay. All right. Before I even drive, before I even get driving. That, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just us. Maybe that's just us. But yeah, it's changed for us. I can tell where it has. I took her to go get her back looked at Wednesday morning. So I took her to like an orthopedic type doctor. It's not too far from the hospital. And I sat in the car, drizzling rain a little bit, and she said before they let her into place, all right, let's put this thing to your forehead and see if you got a fever. What's up, Keith? So first off, she didn't have a fever. Okay, now when you go in there, sit down, ma'am. We got chairs arranged 8 feet apart. We ask you don't bring any extra people in here that don't need to be here. Extra kids, extra older people, whatever. She went in there for her back. I sat in the car and waited. 30 minutes later, we were heading to CVS, our local drugstore, and getting her meds. And Friday, 9 o'clock, she says she's feeling much better. Much better. She's getting around a lot better, guys. She's actually been in the floor in there working on her office, which 2 days ago she couldn't have done that unless she fell on the floor. That's the only way. But she's feeling a whole lot better. So I think things are looking up for us here. Hoping so anyway. Anybody hears from GPOC, tell him to please contact Rob. Starting to worry about the guy. Like I say, I've texted him a few times. He might be, you know, obviously he don't have to contact me and keep me in the know, but you know, he has been texting me some, and I have not heard anything. Heard the NFL draft is going on the schedule. I know Elway wanted to move it back. Yeah, they're gonna go with it. Way I understand it, NFL may have a camera in each house, each kid's house, if they're allowed in. If not, they may advance. And what this is what I've been told. Now, this is just what way I've been hearing it. They may officially have the draft under lock and key. Now let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. That way, 24 hours later, they may have a kid that you never thought was going to get drafted by a team be sitting in their facility, and they'll come up and say, well, with the third pick of the draft, we picked Tua, and then it'll be San Diego. And if Tua's family is not wanting him, to have a camera in their house, then what they'll do, San Diego in their war room will allow a camera or two in the war room and actually have Tua out there the day after the draft and ship him out there low, obviously low profile. But I've heard there's a chance they would do that. Have the first round, keep it under lock and key, not tell anybody where anybody's going. Then, okay, with the first pick in the draft, Joe Burrow. Okay, Joe, would you like to talk to us? He'll already have a number 1 jersey with the Bengals sitting in Cincinnati, ready to talk to him from, next to his agent and next to the coach or the GM. I've heard that may happen. That would take away from it a little bit. But I know they want cameras in Tua's face, Joe Burrow's face, Jerry Judy's face. And some of these folks are not going to allow their cameras in their homes. So what better way of doing it? The night prior, day prior, whatever, let's officially have it, officially do the draft. Okay. Send airplanes out to go get whoever you got to, send them to your facility. Okay. With the third, with the 5th pick in the draft, we take this player. Okay, he's already sitting in wherever, Washington or Indianapolis. He's already there. Now, I've heard it could happen. I don't know. The NFL is not going to lose that money from that draft. Trust me on that one. Now, is there any way possible they could have a draft of 32 players, the first round only, and keep it so far under wraps that it wouldn't hit the internet? I don't know if they could do it. This day and age, I really don't know if they could do it. Do I think the Redskins are going to draft Chase Young? I'm afraid they will. I hope they don't. I'm afraid they will. I'm not taken back by him at all. I hear people say he's once in a lifetime, but yeah, I don't know. I don't see it. Too many people stopped him in a bowl game. And I just was not impressed by him. He could have been tired. I don't know. I would trade down. I would trade down and try to get a couple of number 1s for that third pick. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Couple of number 1s and number 2 or something, and go ahead about it. That's what I would do. I don't know what they'll do. They'll probably draft him though. Everything I've been hearing, they're going to draft Young. Are you, Keith? Are you a Redskins fan? Or you talking to me about the draft? Sounds good to you about the draft? Oh, he's a Redskins fan. Yeah, I would rather trade now. I saw Chase Young play in that bowl game, the semifinals, and I was not taken back by him at all. He showed me nothing, and that's against college guys. Now you're going to go against pro guys every week. And now, Sean, let's put Sean back in the headlights again. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, they're back at odds again. They're not. He will not. He does not want to be franchised. So if you're going to franchise me, I may sit out the year. How about that? Now, I'm not sure about Haskins either, but I would not want Tua. No, thank you. No, thank you. You don't take Tua with a number 2 pick. No way. No way. I would rather see them draft down, get a couple of number 1s, and maybe get Jake Fromm. I like Jake Fromm. I really do. Jake Fromm's my second favorite quarterback in this draft. He really is. He can throw the football. You got to realize the teams that were beating him up were SEC teams. Yeah, I know he keeps. Yeah, Dak is in some trouble there before it's over with. I tell you what, he keeps playing with fire. They'll find somebody to replace him, and that is not what he wants. He does not want to get shipped to Cincinnati, or San Francisco. I mean, not San Diego, or Las Vegas. He does not want to be getting shipped there. Yeah, I don't think Cam Newton's the answer either. Is it Justin Herbert? No. Let's see. Is Herbert out of Oregon? Is that where he's coming from? He's got a good arm. Big 12. I mean, Pac-12, brother. He played in the Pac-12. Justin Herbert. Okay. I'm kind of wishy-washy on him because that's a league that scores 50 points a game anyway. What's he going to do when a team, a 10-3 game or 7-3 game or 14-7 game in the fourth quarter? He hasn't seen many of those. Pac-12 throws the ball about 67, almost 70% of the time. They just throw the ball around a lot, and I don't know. He may end up being good. I like a kid from Georgia better. That's me. It's all a dice roll, though. I mean, roll us back 20 years, and I was not telling you I like Tom Brady. No. And in fact, I will come clean right now. I was one that did not like Peyton Manning. I liked the other kid. The one who got in trouble a lot. Washington State. What the hell is his name? He got in all the trouble. Now he's cleaned his act up now. I was not a Peyton Manning fan. And if you watch Peyton Manning his whole career, he was not a quarterback that, Ryan Leaf. He always did this with his feet in the pocket. I don't care, even 15 years in the league, he was doing that. I never liked that. I just never did. I don't know. I like a guy that gets set in the pocket and throws the football. Fromm does that. Herbert does it too, though. The kid from is it Washington State or Washington? What is his name? Which one is that? It's a couple other kids coming out this year though are really good. One from Utah. I want to say Utah State. There's some good quarterbacks coming out, but and I've heard nobody mention the kid from Penn State. I don't think anybody's enamored by him. I really don't. Flacco became a free agent today, earlier this morning. Yes, he's still a free agent. If Cowboys beat the Redskins, you have to do 5 cartwheels. That's going to happen. It doesn't matter who they get as a quarterback, either team. Flacco is a better than average quarterback. Flacco can play. Nobody likes him. I don't know what the hell his deal is. Just nobody likes him. He throws the football. He gets nervous a lot, but he's won a Super Bowl. He's won a Super Bowl. Hey, it's more than most people, right? He's won it. I've said all along, and I'm going to stick by it. You know, I hear all this stuff all the time about, well, Jackson. No, Flacco's not a Hall of Famer. Now, he can win a Super Bowl, but he ain't going to be a Hall of Famer. Mark Rippon's not in the Hall of Fame. But, this deal about Lamar Jackson, okay, and should they have gotten rid of Flacco? Probably so. But don't come up and start telling me Lamar Jackson's a Hall of Famer after 1 year. I have gotten so many people get back in touch with me and say, look, Rob, you do realize he is the MVP. And then I said, yeah, and you do realize in his first playoff game, he looked like somebody they picked up off the streets of Baltimore. Come on, let's be for real about it. If you want to be real with me, I'll be real with you. He looked like somebody they picked up from down at the docks and said, hey, you want to quarterback us today? He looked lost. And Tennessee came out there and beat the crap out of him. And that's just the way it was. I'm a real person. And I'm going to tell you straight to your face if I think something's wrong. And, I get beat up on it all the time. Lamar Jackson, and hadn't heard about the Amazon. But the kid from Kansas City. Now, the kid from Kansas City is a lot better than I've taken him to be. Okay? But is he a Hall of Famer? Hell no. He's not a Hall of Famer yet. You got to stay in the pocket and play a little bit more, kid. But he looks good. He looks a lot better than Lamar Jackson does. And he can throw the football too. He's got a great attitude, but give it some time. Give it some time. Because let me tell you right now, you still got people out there that say Eli Manning's not a Hall of Famer. Eli Manning won the Super Bowl twice. He was the MVP one time of the Super Bowl. But he's got a 500 record in regular season in his career. He's 500 quarterback. Okay? You got to draw the line somewhere, Hall of Fame. It's two Super Bowls and a 500 record. He won 17 games and lost 117, something like that. RG3, no, probably not. But I mean, it's split, man. If I ask this room right now, you still got people in here that's going to say he is not a Hall of Famer, and then you got some that say he is a Hall of Famer. Because you look at some of the games he played, he looks like somebody they picked up off a trash truck in New York and said, okay, you want to play quarterback for me? And then sometimes he made his brother look bad. He was so good. I don't see in Wentz or Goff I agree. I think Wentz and Goff both are overrated too. See, I'm not a big Mahomes fan yet. I'm becoming more of a Mahomes fan, but I've never been a Wentz fan. I was in Philly when they got rid of the other kid, the ones in Chicago now, Foles. When they got rid of Foles, that city was ready to burn, boy. You better believe it were. They were pissed. They're like, you're going to keep this kid? You're going to get rid of Foles? He just won us the Super Bowl. And they'd never won one before. They'd never had one. Yeah. And you keep Wentz. I'm with you. I always like Foles better. Foles reminds me, I always go back to the kid in LSU. He has a flow in motion, a lot like Foles. Foles can move around and stuff. I realize Foles has been hurt now, but Joe Burrow reminds me a lot of Foles. He really does. The way he moves around in the pocket, able to throw the football. Foles, he'll run 2 yards and fall down. Wentz won't do that. Wentz is going to run, sometimes gets popped. Goff is just a big kid that Will Foles got hurt during his first? Yeah, he got hurt as a Jag. You're right, and Jags probably did the right thing getting rid of him. It was $88 million. But if anybody ever needed him, it's the Bears. There's no way in hell, no way he can be a backup to Trubisky. Not a chance. You want to see a city catch on fire? Let them put him behind Trubisky start of the year. Chicago will be on fire again. Will be another, Chi-town heat. Yeah. You want to see Chicago on fire again? They can make it happen if Foles sits a bench behind Trubisky. Yeah, he got hurt his first game. Yeah, he got hurt. But I don't see it happening, but it could. I don't know. Cam Newton, if I'm guessing, I say Cam Newton's probably going to end up out west somewhere. Maybe Arizona. Maybe the 49ers. Don't be surprised. And then obviously, if the Chargers feel like he's good enough, they can pick him and say, look, we want you here. But I just don't see him good enough. I don't think he could lead the Chargers team to where they want. And they don't want a first round loss in the playoffs. They want to get on into the playoffs. They need somebody with a little bit of credibility. And I don't know. Jameis Winston going to be a Patriot? Highly doubtful. I have not heard that. I'd have to see that one to believe it. I would have to see that to believe it. I just can't buy that one. He's been in trouble so much. Yeah. Rams have spent all their money. Yeah. And golf, just like you say, golf just may not be the answer. And yeah, and the Rams at one time had one of the best defenses out there. Their defense is not as good as it was 3 or 4 years ago. Well, Keith, I tell you what, I give Bridgewater credit. Bridgewater played in down in New Orleans. When they called him, he came and played. When Breeze came back, they benched him and he kept his mouth shut. He kept his mouth shut. He didn't have anything to say. How many times have you seen Teddy Bridgewater come out and talk about, well, I don't like the way they did me? None. Because he kept his mouth shut. That gave him points right there with teams. The Panthers decided, guess what? We'll take you. We'll take you. You've kept your mouth shut. You play the game the way we want to see it. Is that new logo with the LA with the little – oh, man. That's crazy. But I like Bridgewater. Yeah, I saw it the other day. I like Bridgewater more than most quarterbacks. He's rested a couple. He's rested a couple of years. Played this year. Played well. I would rather have him than Newton on my team starting the year. I'll say that. But I'm not sure I wouldn't rather have him than the kid we got in Washington. We'll see about him though. The jury's still out. New charges, logos lame as well. It's all a crapshoot now for the NFL. It really is. It really is. Who's going to do what? Who's going to do what? I will give Brady credit. Browns are going back to a more classic look. Well, you know what? I was born and raised in the 60s. And remember the Browns playing late 70s and the 80s. They kept a crowd in there. They had Ernest Biner, Brian Sipe, Bernie Kosar. The dog pound went nuts. Now, I personally think they could have some kind of hound dog and call them the Brownies or something. I don't know. The brown helmet's still stupid. Just a plain brown helmet. I think it's dumb. Put a dog out there if you're going to have the dog pound, and then have him munching on a bone or something. I don't know. And call him Brownie or something. Hell, I don't know. I just think that dumb brown helmet looks stupid. Put a dog on the side of the damn thing. I don't know. Biting a bone, growling or whatever. I would like it. I think it would be better than what the hell they got. But they should be a better team. It's all according to that quarterback. Has he got his head screwed on right? If he doesn't, they're not going to be any better. But if he's got his head screwed on right, they could be a better team. That's why I say Baltimore better watch out. Steelers, you're playing them twice. Roethlisberger, as far as we know, is coming back into form. And the longer they're off right now, the better chance he is to get into form. The Bengals, you're going to have Joe Burrow going against you twice. You didn't have that last year. The Browns have got to be improved from last year. They sucked up the joint last year. So that's 6 games right there, Baltimore, that you won 5 of them running away with last year. I mean, that's just the way it worked. That's how you win 12 ball games. It's when you play your division rivals and you go 5-1. Well, I don't think you're going to do that this year. I really don't. I think those teams will be prepared for you, and I think I think the teams are going to be better in that Northern Division. I do anyway, and I don't see Baltimore going 5-1 in that division. I really don't. That's just me. But hey, if you've seen New England's schedule, and that had to sway Tom Brady, they got the hardest schedule next year. I don't know how in the hell they pulled that off. I always thought to try to make the Super Bowl champion play the hardest schedule, but that's not the way it works because you got to play a rotation of divisions. And the way it worked, New England has one hell of a schedule next year. Not that Tampa's is easy. Tampa's home schedule is brutal. But they got 2 against Atlanta, 2 against Carolina, and 2 against New Orleans. So, I mean, 3-4 winnable games there maybe. I don't know. But their home schedule is brutal, non-divisional. It is brutal. And we'll see what Tom can pull out your hat. I really thought he was going to San Diego. Their schedule isn't too bad this year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I think a lot can be, my favorite position in football. Well, in the little league when I played, I played left defensive back. And I liked playing on the left side. I didn't care if I was playing up against somebody faster. I didn't care, whatever. Always try, especially when, I mean, what were we, 13, 12 years old? I knew that the quarterback couldn't throw it as far as outside the numbers. So I always tried. I always was facing him, facing the sideline. I wasn't facing the quarterback. So when I did play him, I was always trying to work him out so he couldn't work his way inside if he was going to try to throw the football. But I had good coaches. I had people that actually taught me from high school, said, look, you block that inside. So if you got somebody with not a great arm, you make them have to throw it over the top. And that's what I did. And that's just the way I played the position. I was fast. I was one of the fastest kids in school. And I could keep up on most any of them. But, hey, I could lose a step and still catch them. When I graduated, I was 5'7", 135. 5'7", 135 when I graduated high school. And this year, that in June, it'll be 35 years. Be 35 years that I weighed 5'7", 135. And now I look at my license. It doesn't say 5'7", 135 anymore. You know what? I don't even think they put the weight on there anymore. Do they put weight? I don't even think they put the weight on there. But yeah, I like the left defense, playing left defensive back. No, they don't put. Yeah, what's up, Ken? What's going on? Been keeping up with Ken lately. Doing pretty good. Yeah, Virginia does not put your weight on the driver's license anymore. How about that? It's pretty nice. But mine says 175. I weigh like 245, 250. I'm about 6'4". Yeah. I have gained, what is that? 9 inches. I'm 9 inches taller than I was when I graduated high school 35 years ago. That's crazy. 6'4", 267. Now I'm about 6'4", between 245 and 250. Something like that. Going to roll a game out soon and chill out. What kind of game you playing there, Ken? I'm going to get the boxing out some, I think, this weekend too. I want to see how G-Puck's doing. If anybody sees G-Puck, tell him in any live chat, get in contact with Rob, just say I'm okay. Text me, whatever. Email me, whatever. Replay Baseball. You could be a defensive tackle. You almost could be. Yeah. Could be a linebacker easily. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know where G-Puck is. I have not heard from him since Wednesday. It's almost borderline creepy because, like I say, I texted him a couple times daytime, a couple times in the evening. No, have not heard from him. I'm hoping he's okay. We'll see, I guess. But 62 Giants against 2018 Red Sox. 2018, yeah, maybe he could be busy. You're right, Sean. 2018 Red Sox, and for anything like they are in PNG Plus, man, I'll tell you what, some guys on there hit the ball that you don't expect it. You don't think Benintendi's going to hit the ball all the time. You don't think Jackie Bradley Jr. is going to hit the ball all the time. They kept the ball in play for me a lot. That's one thing I will say. Bradley Jr., Benintendi. It was just a good hitting team. It really were. And yeah, I was always happy playing a 2018 team. I was happy that whole season playing last year doing that. I don't miss playing 162 games. I gotta promise you that. That was a chore. Some days I would play 3 and 4 games. I was like, wow. I stayed ahead of the curve too. Maybe he got drunk and is sleeping on his roof for 2 days. I don't know about that one, Sean. He's up in Boston area. Might be a little too cold to be doing that up there. Yeah, a little update. Show you guys what the gas prices were today. Actually, yesterday when I rode by, 145.9, 145.9, and if you notice real close above it, it says Walmart. So at one of the Walmart tanks, 145.9. So gas prices plummeting. I guessed 2 weeks ago, I said I thought it would go down as low as 139. I don't think it's going any lower. I guess it's going to be a nickel. Let's hope not. We don't want it to go that far down. We just don't want to see. We just don't want to see that happening. Oh yeah, I wanted to let you guys know that just came into the room. Current temperature here. This is crazy. I know it is. How about that? 70 degrees right now here in Virginia. 70. And then right beside it, it says feels like 70. I mean, even at 2 a.m., it's supposed to be 61. So we got fans running in the hallway tonight. 58 for a low. It's just not normal to be that warm now. It's crazy. Next 10 days, is it going to come back lower? We won't see 70. How about tomorrow for us? 81 here in Virginia. 63 for a low. 83 on Sunday. 83. 83. That is nuts. Cloudy in 83. Lowest it's supposed to get in the next 10 days is 56. That's on Wednesday. Birthday, that's next Friday. 66, mostly sunny. So, well, I'll be another year older. So, yeah, they got the clothes hanging out next to the mushroom. Check it out. 63 has been our high yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Oh man, I'll tell you, it's currently 70, and I don't know what the high was today. It had to have been close to 80. We hadn't needed a jacket all day. We went riding, we ran the air, used the air in the car. When we went to get food, which was 5:30, 6 o'clock, we ran the air to go get it. We had to. It's crazy. It was crazy today. It was nuts. Teddy Hart arrested again after altercation with another wrestler. That's crazy stuff. WWE, the WrestleMania starts tonight or tomorrow. They start filming it. Then what they're going to do, they're going to have a live feed from the production center or whatever they call it, the WWE camp or whatever down in Orlando, where they train. It's a training facility, and they're going to have whoever is the host of it. I forgot who the host of it is, but they're going to have that host working for 2 nights. I heard who it was, but I forgot. But anyway, on Saturday night, he's going to come in, greet people, say, how you folks doing and everything. Thanks for joining WWE Network, or, if you're watching this on television. And this is the first half of the WrestleMania Spectacular. It's going to start like 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock even. And it's going to run to about 11:30 to 12 Saturday night. Sunday evening, they're going to come back in. I saw quite a document. Oh yeah. They've been doing some. They did one with Chris Benoit. They did one on Sunny. They did one on the guy that liked to mess around with the wrestlers. What the hell was his name? Backstage guy. They did one with Ric Flair. Ric Flair, how he was the man and all that type of stuff. Pat Patterson was his name, Pat Patterson. They've done one on a bunch of different people, and it just now with no Roman Reigns in it, who knows what's going to happen? Ric Flair did cocaine. Sean, I'm sure if you put just another wrestler's name right there and just put did cocaine, chances are you wouldn't be lying. Somewhere back in the day, somewhere back in the day. Maybe not all of them, but it probably is not many of them that did. But Roman Reigns now being out of WrestleMania, completely out. Now, they thought at first maybe this was a stunt, a publicity stunt to try to say, well, he's not going to be there. Then he's going to end up popping up being there. But it has been released since then. Yeah, the Eddie Guerrero thing, yeah. Latino Heat, yeah. Yeah, he was good. Yeah, I think he did a tag team match too or something. Eddie Guerrero, yeah. I think I saw part of that. But Lawrence Taylor said he smoked crack. Yeah. Lawrence Taylor, he was a wild man. If you never watched him play football, he was a wild man. Probably the best linebacker I've ever seen play the game. And I've seen a lot of good linebackers play. But he could run like an elk. He could cover a wide receiver, and he could come in on the quarterback and bring the pain, as they say. He could hurt. He could hurt people. But 1 ounce of that. But I just think that WrestleMania. If I were a WWE fan, I would much rather see him say, "Look, we're canceling it for right now. Let's go 5 months later, 6 months later. Let's bring it back to Christmas time." Yeah, he ended Theismann's career. Yeah, you're right. He ended Theismann's career altogether on a Monday night. He ended his career. Yeah. But I'm not a WWE fan. Those of you that are WWE fans, would you prefer them to tell you right now, we're not going to do WrestleMania now. We'll have it later in the year. Or would you rather have it taped and them do it now? Which way would you prefer it? If you're a WWE fan. I don't know if it was the same day or not. Was it? Really? But if I were a WWE fan, I would much rather have it when it's a whole crowd going to be there. Yeah, that's right. It used to, WrestleMania has always been right there in the spring of the year, but I don't know if you guys remember Starrcade. That used to be on Thanksgiving night, a Thursday night, and it drew crowds. It was always like Greensboro Coliseum, Dorton Arena in Raleigh, Charlotte Coliseum, or Atlanta, Baltimore, somewhere like that. And I went to the one in Greensboro one time. It was on either Christmas night or either I want to say Thanksgiving. It may have been Christmas night, and it drew. I mean, it was packed. The place was packed, and they could go back to a Thanksgiving night deal, and it would rock. It would rock. Now, number one, a lot of people have money then because they go into Black Friday and stuff. A lot, send your kids right there. Keep your kids at home. All right, kids, who wants to sit here and watch that? Put it on the TV, $50. Sit there and watch wrestling for 5 hours. All right, we're going to Christmas shopping. We'll be back in 3 hours. Such an easy thing. It's not a very difficult thing, but they don't think about stuff like that. But and just their marketing has really been sucky the last little bit, really bad. AEW has blown them out the water the last few weeks. Now I've watched a little bit of AEW, even with nobody in the arenas. Pretty good. Not great. They still got too much clown stuff. I wasn't sure about that, Sean. I think maybe I'd heard that. But AEW, they got too many clown wrestlers for me. They too many little bitty guys, 5'3" and out here beating up guys 7 foot tall. You just can't have that. But overall, I like the product of AEW better than WWE. I still miss NWA. Matt Hardy's there. Yeah, I saw that. NWA Power. I like watching it online. I may even get a pay-per-view from them before the end of the year. They're pretty good. $20, $19.95, whatever. They're pretty good. I would rather watch them than most, but nothing's as good as it was Saturday nights in WCW or Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling, 83, 82, 84. Roddy Piper, Jack Briscoe, Jerry Briscoe, Greg Valentine. Jeez. It was so many. Wahoo McDaniel, Ricky Steamboat, Jay Youngblood, Ric Flair, WCW Nitro. Wasn't quite as good then. Gene and Ole Anderson. Remember Gene Anderson? That was so mean. I know I shouldn't be doing it. ECW. Only the older guys know about Gene Anderson. NWO on Nitro was the best storyline ever. It was okay. It was all right, but to me, I liked it when Kevin Sullivan was down in Florida, and they made him look like he was a devil worshiper, which he never mentioned at one time. But he come out there with dots under his eyes and stuff like that, crazy stuff. A woman with half-shaved head. Sean says, "Hello, Miss Rob."
Hi, Sean.
Painted face here and there and stuff. He had a vicious crew. It was always fun to watch. They come out with snakes and stuff, and I liked that. That was me. I just always liked Kevin Sullivan, especially in his days in Florida before he came to WCW. Before he was a Taskmaster or anything before that, he was really good. Bruiser Brody was always fun to watch. Bruiser Brody he stepped on too many toes and ended up costing him his life down in Mexico. Mexico. He got killed down in Mexico. Probably never know who ended up stabbing him, but there are people that say they know who did it. Tony Atlas to this day says he knew who it was that did it. He's kept his mouth pretty much shut about it. He doesn't want to get popped. Ron Simmons. Ron Simmons was a decent wrestler. He wasn't the one that did it, no. But Ron Simmons, he was okay. He's a Florida State guy. Became WCW champion for a short time. He was with Doom. They weren't great. Skyscrapers with Undertaker and Dan Spivey. His Gladiator outfit. Ron Simmons Gladiator outfit? I don't think so. And then you look at some of these guys that was all muscled up. Scott Steiner, he just was in the hospital. Had to have, a heart, something to do with his heart. It was a procedure to his heart. And it's been so much, blood running through those veins and whatever else too. But he's not near as muscular as he was 30 years ago. Not near. 25 years ago. He was a walking muscle man. Yeah. But not anymore. Same thing with Lex Luger. Lex Luger looks really pitiful now. And I want to say he even has to walk. Has to use a crutches or either wheelchair. It's pitiful the way they did their bodies, but they did it, and they did it to themselves. And you notice through all that, Ric Flair is the one that never did all that garbage. Never did have the perfect shaped body. Flair is the best wrestler ever. That's me now. Not Hulk Hogan. Not Iron Sheik. No. Not Randy Savage. I think Ric Flair was. Flair was. He had the voice box. He could get out there and he could talk. He could do it all. He was just good. You didn't have to hold his hand and tell him what to do. He just ran with it. He was funny too. Oh yeah, his flop. What's up, Interzone? Flops were awesome. Yeah. Anybody remember what he called Buddy Landale? Anybody? Oh, check it out. Here he comes now, Buddy Landale. And he had a little nickname for him. Buddy Landale could not stand Ric Flair. He was jealous of Ric Flair till the day he died. Buddy Landale's been dead now for a few years. But does anybody remember what he called Buddy Landale?
Okay.
It was Baby Doll was standing next to Ric Flair when he called him that. Somebody got to know it. Ric Flair was going, what do we call him? And then she said it, and then he was laughing about it. They worked that one out. Rick, I don't think, did a lot of pre-planning stuff, but he pre-planned that video when he was talking about Buddy Landale. Ride the Wild Mouse. Can you imagine? You leave a wrestling auditorium and somebody just calls you Ride the Wild Mouse. Buddy Landale, Ride the Wild Mouse. That one stuck with him. that one stuck with him till the day he died. I mean, I always laughed about that. And a lot of the things that were said during the matches, especially with like Jim Cornette and stuff. Jim Cornette, one day the Midnight Express was taking on a couple of guys. One of them was Sam Houston. He said, it looks like week after week we take on the human broomstick Sam Houston. I was eating something at the time. I think I almost spit it across the room when I heard that. Jim Cornette was one on a mic. It was awesome. Him and Ric Flair both right there, 1 and 1A. But he did. I mean, I'm sitting there watching wrestling one evening. He said something about, why is it every week we have to take on the human broomstick Sam Houston? And I was like, oh my Lord. It's just so wrong. But they back in the day, they didn't care what they said, cause and I'm not looking to offend anybody, but on the Crockett Cup, and they said it's the Japanese team, okay? So Cornette was like, how do you put a couple of slant-eyed Japs ahead of us? I'm like, oh my God. How do you put a couple of slant-eyed Japs in front of us? I'm like, oh my goodness. But I mean, that they let him say it. You know, we're talking 80s too. I mean, we're not talking that far along. My favorite match of all time. Wow. I tell you what, my favorite pay-per-view of all time was probably Battle of the Belts 2. Battle of the Belts 2 from the ocean. I think it was from the Oceanfront Center in Florida. 2 out of 3 falls. Ric Flair versus WrestleMania. None of the WrestleManias really thrilled me that much. I like most of the other wrestling better. Luger versus Flair, 2 out of 3 falls. It was Hulk Hogan. I mean, the Road Warriors and Blackjack Mulligan against Sullivan's crew. It was Sullivan, Bob Roop, and Purple Haze. That was a good match. Let's see, Denny Brown. Denny Brown lost the junior heavyweight title to the one called it Kabuki. What do they call him? The Ninja. The Ninja. Wyndham. But say, well, you know what? Yeah, you're right. It was Barry Windham. It wasn't Lex Luger. You're right. It was Barry Windham. 2 out of 3 falls with Ric Flair. I think it was 2 out of 3 falls. It might have just been a 60-minute match. You're right. It was Barry Windham against Ric Flair. Yeah. Lex Luger won the Florida Heavyweight Championship against the guy that played Jimmy Jack Funk. What was his name? He played Jimmy Jack Funk sometime. Damn. Can't think. But you're right in there, something. It was Barry Windham. It was not Lex Luger. Who was that? Damn. He was dark-haired guy. Jeez. He lost his Florida Heavyweight Championship to Lex Luger in that night. And then the other Wyndham kid, he won the Florida Championship or something like that. I don't forget. One of them was a national heavyweight champion or something like that. One of them won the Florida State Championship. I forgot what Wyndham kid, the Wyndham kid, who he beat. Might have been Ron Slinker. But who was the guy that played Jimmy Jack Funk, I think it was his name, in WWE? Who was the wrestler that was Jimmy Jack Funk in WWF? Jesse Barr. That was him. Jesse Barr lost to Florida or the Southeastern title. The Ninja. I don't know who the Ninja was. He didn't have paint on his face. He was just a Japanese guy. And I want to say he was brought out by maybe, but it wasn't Kabuki. He was not. I don't think he was. Now, later on, he may have been Kabuki. But this was early on. He was like Rookie of the Year in 82, 83. He ends up pulling off one of those 360 flips off the ropes, lands right on top of, let's see, who did he beat? Maybe he beat Kendall Windham. I believe maybe he beat Kendall Windham in that match. and he ended up winning the Florida heavyweight championship. Jesse Barr lost to Lex Luger. And Lex Luger became the national heavyweight champion, something like that, continental champion or something like that. Flair ended up beating Barry Windham. He had his foot on the rope or something, but he ended up beating him. Road Warriors, that was 10 minutes of craziness. Bruiser Brody took on Wahoo McDaniel. That was another about 7 minutes of just nuttiness. Running through the crowd, hitting each other with chairs, sticks, everything. That I believe that pay-per-view probably was my favorite ever. But the Ninja, you'd have to go back and check exactly who the Ninja was in Florida. I don't know. Who was the Ninja in Florida Championship Wrestling? Kazuo Sakurada. All right. So it wasn't Great Kabuki. Oh, it could have been the White Ninja, Keiji Mota. Who was the Ninja in Championship Wrestling from Florida? And it's still saying Sakurada. Because he was born in 48, so he'd been 58, 68, 78. He'd have been about 35 then. And it makes sense. And he died this year, January 12th. Wow. But he actually was fun to watch. If you want to go back and watch that one, but there was a lot of good ones. And Championship Wrestling from Florida to me was the best wrestling I ever watched. Gordon Soley, Reverend Billy C. Wirtz. If you never heard of him, he was a nut. Diamond Dallas Page, he helped. Diamond Dallas Page helped. That's a private joke there. He lives across the street. He does not live across the street. But that's so bad. But he was actually a wrestling announcer long before he was a wrestler. DDP was. Early 80s, he was down in Championship Wrestling from Florida. And he was good. So Oliver Humperdinck, he'd been around wrestling for a long time. He was good too. Not a wrestler, but he was an excellent advisor, and I liked watching him. And Gary Hart, sucker, you don't know where you've been. Jimmy Valiant, you come out here and mess with my Great Kabuki. I can do his voice pretty good. You are gonna mess with the wrong person, sucker. I like Gary Hart. Gary Hart was fun to watch because, sucker, you don't know who you messing with. We will get down to business with you, Jimmy Valiant. There's a few of them I can do their voice. But he was one I liked to do because I always thought he was so funny. You know, Dusty. Everybody likes to do Dusty Rhodes, but it was always fun to watch Championship Wrestling from Florida, and like I say, always working on trying to make this pack about twice as thick. So I'm slowly getting there. I got probably 120 wrestlers. Can't wait till I have 500, 200 or 300 anyway. So I'll keep working on that. Dark Side of the Ring, yeah, I've been seeing a little bit of that right there. It's been some documentaries coming up lately. Yeah. So, yeah, they've been doing some stuff here lately. Yeah. So that's some new stuff they're doing. And I watch Chris Van Vliet sometimes. He's pretty good, depending on who he's got to interview. But some of the interviews he gets pretty good. Some of them suck, but some of them are really good. So looks like, guys, I've held you guys here hostage for an hour and 45 minutes. I don't want to call it hostage, but you've been hanging around with me this long. I appreciate it. Friday night, I'll show you. See, everything is up against the walls right there. See, in the hallway. So all of my games are kind of hostage to the wall right now.
No. Don't even go there.
No. Don't even go there.
If you wanted a game, you could get to it very easily.
Well, we'll wait. We'll hold off on it. Wait till we get it all settled back in her office. And once we do, then I can get to it easier. Let's say it that way. Do you see any team picking up Cam? Oh, wow. Miami, maybe. Miami needs somebody. Cleveland. Could Cleveland do it? I don't know. Detroit. When you pick him up, you need to tell. If he's going to be a backup, you need to make it known to him he's a backup. Maybe starting Miami. That's about the only place I could see him starting. I can't see him really starting anywhere else. I don't know. We'll see. But I think if you tell him he's not going to be a starter, he probably wouldn't sign with you. But some ways it's better. If you know the first 6-8 games of the season, you're sitting on the sideline, somebody else. That's me now. What do you think? I just think I can't see anybody that I think he would make a team better than their regular quarterback. I mean, is he better than Haskins in Washington? I don't know. Is he worth the hassle? I don't think so. Because everywhere he goes, he's always been about him. He's never been about the team. He and Tom Brady couldn't be further apart. Tom Brady has always been about the team. Let's make this offense better. And Cam has always been about Cam. That's the way it's always been. You watch him in a game, he does his Superman deal every time he gets a first down. You know? Come on. Get back in the huddle, call a play. It just don't work that way with him. He's never been that way. He loves himself more than he does the team. That's just the way it works. Where would you see him going? Inner zone. Where do you think he could go and make a team better? And you heard that last part, and make a team better. I mean, is he worth the BS? I don't think so. Sure. He was the league MVP 4 years ago. Right. But he was the league MVP 4 years ago. Okay. But who has regressed more in the last 4 years? Who has regressed more in the last 4 years than him? You tell me. Where would you rank him on quarterbacks right now? 1 to 50. 1 to 50. We're talking about starters, backups, whatever. Today is my dog's 95th birthday. Where would you rank him? You tell me, guys. And if you're going to give me a number, would you say 10? Would you say 20? Would you say 25? Would you say 30? Would you say 35? Would you say 40 or lower? About what number would you give him as far as quarterback right now? Cam Newton. And if somebody's got two good quarterbacks, you got to still rank them in there. It doesn't matter. Does he break the top 32? Does he break the top 20? Interzone says 20. So we don't think we can name 20 quarterbacks better than Cam Newton right now. 35th, Sean says. Let me ask you this. All right. You're just talking about it. Interzone says top 20. Do you think Jacksonville would get rid of Gardner Minshew for Cam Newton? I don't think they would. Hell, they told Nick Foles they won't get rid of him. I mean, they told Nick Foles to his face he wasn't going to start. And that's why they looked to get rid of him. Foles wasn't going to start over Minshew. And in Jacksonville, it's just the way it was. Who would you rather have, Nick Foles or Cam Newton? Nick Foles, Cam Newton. What do you think, guys? Cam Newton, Nick Foles. If let's say Chicago could go out there and get Newton right now, who would you rather have? If you had the choice, who would you rather have? Interzone says he's a top 20 quarterback. If he's a top 20 quarterback, obviously Interzone thinks he's better. Newton is better than Foles. What do you guys think? Derek, Inter, Sean, what do you guys think? If you had your choice, would you rather have Cam Newton or Nick Foles?
Nick Foles.
Wife says Nick Foles. She'd rather have Foles. She's an Eagles fan anyway.
No, I'm not. Not really.
Not a big Eagles fan, but she was glad to see the Eagles win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Derek says he'd rather have Foles. Okay. And I mean, we can turn this through the whole NFL, guys. All right. Look down in Atlanta. Would you rather have what's his name down in Atlanta from up in Exton? Ryan. Would you rather have Ryan or Newton? Tough. 50-50 says Interzone. I would take Foles in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even talk to Newton. Ryan or Newton? Ryan or Newton? Who would you rather have? I'm going to tell you right now, Interzone, you're going to find out real quick. Maybe top 20 is a little high. If we run through the whole NFL, I don't think there's many places that you're going to say, well, I think I'd rather have Cam Newton than Matt Ryan. I mean, don't get me wrong. Matt Ryan's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but he did take him to the Super Bowl. Now, they blew a 26-point lead, yes. But I'll let you guys answer it. I would rather have Ryan. I would rather have Matt Ryan than Newton. We can work our way around the NFL, though. This will be the second place right here. All right. I think voting coming in slow. I think he's still better than Tannehill. Chargers have had no quarterback other than Rivers for so long. You're right, Derek. You're right. I'd rather have Matty Ice. Yeah, I would too. Would you rather have Brady in Tampa? I don't think many people are going to say they'd rather have rather have Newton. And look, Interzone, let me tell you something right now. Nashville or Tennessee is a place I think that Brady would have went in a heartbeat. I think the coach feels like he can get in Tannehill's head and make him a better quarterback. He's one of the top 5 coaches in the NFL, the guy from Tennessee. I like him. And I think he's got enough confidence in Tannehill to think that he can make him a better player than he is right now. Now, I don't know if he can or not. Okay? I don't know if he can or not. But if you're going to ask me in Tennessee right now, would I rather have Tannehill or Newton? I'll take Tannehill. I'm sorry. I don't see Newton. I don't look at Cam Newton and think, boy, this is a guy I need on my team.
There, your bookcase is back and you can get to your games.
Thank you. It's called me a big sissy. I'm serious, guys. There's just, to me, Cam Newton. Well, let's look at it this way. Look who the hell they got to replace him. Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater replacing Cam Newton. And Carolina fans are happy about it. I'll tell you that now. The Panther fans are happy that Newton is gone. So how many people out here would have kept Newton over Bridgewater? I wouldn't. I'd take Bridgewater too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, folks. Cam Newton is a good running quarterback. But when he has to stand in the pocket and make a decision, a lot of quarterbacks better than Newton are unemployed. You're right. You're right, Derek. I agree with you. There are better quarterbacks right now that don't have jobs than Newton. I agree with you. Yeah. Oh, no, I don't see Cam as a backup for many of the lower teams either. But hell, I'll tell you this one. How about the guy that was with Denver? Flacco. I'd rather have Flacco than Cam. I'll go that far. Maybe not many people will agree with me, but who will? Flacco or Newton? Flacco, if you give him the tools that he needs, he follows directions and goes with it. Where Newton has always been a guy that he just takes off and runs, and then next thing you know, he's hurt. That's going to be Lamar Jackson too before it's over with. You wait and see. If I was a good, decent backup, hell, if I was Flacco, I'd come back to Baltimore in a heartbeat and back him up. In a heartbeat. There's a great chance you're going to get to play. These guys that run all the time, there's only a matter of time before they're going to run themselves into the ground. That's just the way it works. And I like Lamar Jackson. I know. Why am I exaggerating? Why am I exaggerating? Look at his record the last 2 years. What has he done? What has he done? Don't make Cam Newton out to be a Hall of Famer. Come on. Don't even go there with me. No. Come on. Let's look at Mr. Newton's numbers then, okay? Cam Newton stats. Cam Newton stats. 24 touchdowns, 13 INTs. 22 touchdowns, 16 INTs. 19 touchdowns, 14 INTs. His MVP season, 35 touchdowns, 10 INTs. But since then, come on. And last year, no touchdowns, 1 INT. But to say he's regressed, come on. You know how many times he's thrown for 4,000? You know how many times he's thrown for 4,000 yards? One time, 2011, 10 friggin' years ago, he threw for 4,000 yards one time. And okay, don't come up. Well, they were a running team. No. You had Steve Smith. You had some of the best receivers out there. Kelvin Benjamin. He's had great receivers and never thrown for 4,000 yards but one time. You know why? Because 3/4 of the time he's out here running crazy around on sidelines. See, they need somebody that can stand in the pocket, throw the football. Now, Sean, you're a little getting carried away with putting Goff 8th. Alex Smith's not even playing. Come on now. Oh, my goodness. Sean's getting a little carried away. Alex Smith's not even playing. Daniel Jones. Let's see, who did he miss in that whole debacle? You didn't even put the kid from Houston in there. You didn't even put the kid from what's his name? The kid from Houston. You didn't even put him in there. You didn't even put the guy from Buffalo in there. Come on. You can't be that mean. I'm trying to think of random people. The kid from Buffalo is good. Josh, whatever. Josh, I can't think of his last name. He's a good quarterback. He just ran into a buzzsaw last year called Josh Allen. Yeah. He's not a bad quarterback. And then the kid from Houston, Watson, make of him what you want to make of him. Watson, he's another one that I think people think he's better than he is. That's what I think. That's just my opinion on him. He's a decent quarterback. He's not a Hall of Famer. Don't even go that way with me, but come on. Cam Newton, man. Cam Newton has seen his best days. Cam Newton has seen his best days. No. Deshaun Watson, he's talking like he wants out of Texas now. I don't know if he'll end up going to New England or not, but he could. But and I don't even. Cam could take a team to a Super Bowl when he's not hurt. Cam's not going to carry any team to the Super Bowl. I'll tell you this. Let's do it this way, Interzone. Put Cam on any team out there. Cam's not carrying a team to the Super Bowl. Cam's not capable of doing it. Cam's got to have a top 5 defense. Cam's got to have a good running game. Cam's not able to carry a team. No. Don't, no. Not even. No. Don't even. Cam Newton right now is a legit backup quarterback. Yeah, Cam may have won his last NFL game. I agree. He may have not played his last. But to think for a second that Cam Newton could carry a team to the Super Bowl, no. There's not many quarterbacks out there now that can carry a team to the Super Bowl. There's not many of them. Come on, let's be for real about it right now. Josh Allen can't carry a team to the Super Bowl. The kid Lamar Jackson, he's not carrying a team to the Super Bowl. Deshaun Watson's not carrying a team to the Super Bowl. Not without one hell of a defense. No. Breeze, he could carry a team to the Super Bowl. Rodgers, I went too far. Look, there's 3 or 4 guys that can carry a team to the Super Bowl. Hell, the guy in Seattle ain't carrying a team to the Super Bowl. Dak, the guy in Seattle ain't. Let's go. Russell Wilson, no. All right, we want to go that far with it. Russell Wilson can't carry a team. Russell Wilson will go as far as his running game and his defense to take him, and if he don't screw up. Russell Wilson's got 2 Super Bowls. Yes, he does. He's only got 1 Super Bowl, bud. He went twice, but he won 1 time. Do you remember what he did the second time? Yeah. He lost that game. He may have helped him get there, but he lost that game for him. There's no other player on the field. Exactly, Derek. He was not getting there without them. Rodgers can carry a team. Brady, in his heyday, could carry a team. Breeze could carry a team. Find me another quarterback out there that can carry a team. You can't. None can. There are good quarterbacks out there, but don't come up and say, well, this guy can take them to the promised land. No. Look at every team. Garoppolo didn't carry that team. Lamar Jackson didn't carry that team. Deshaun Watson didn't carry that team. Tannehill didn't carry that team. Josh Allen didn't carry his team. Tom Brady didn't carry his team. Run all the way through. Even Rodgers, he didn't carry his team. Nobody last year ran through it and said, guess what? My quarterback, let's go on my quarterback's back and we're going to go through it all. No. Only thing Cam is carrying is a clipboard. I agree with, I think there's 2 or 3 good. Mahomes, exactly. Mahomes is a very good quarterback, better than average. But to say for a second he carried that team, no. He was very good, very, very good, better than most. But come on, let's don't go as far as say, well, he didn't need this, and this. Brady has carried his team. And you got to look back 15 years. Brady has carried that team. Rodgers has carried that team. Breeze has carried his team. Where they didn't have the best defense, didn't have the best this and this and this, and Breeze just wheeled them through it. So now it's Belichick. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh, Interzone. Interzone says Belichick carried the Patriots through. Belichick didn't throw that football. And let me tell you something else, too. If you want to see somebody that would have checked down, let's see how things roll this year. Oh, yeah. But let's be for real about it. And let's just roll with it. Who changes up plays more at the line of scrimmage than Thomas Brady? Tom Brady orchestrates. It's just like he is running a show. He orchestrates. And I love it. I love it when I hear people say, well, this year we find out the difference. All right. Let Cam Newton go to New England. Let Cam Newton go to New England with Belichick. Let Tom go to Tampa. Which team goes further? Everybody out there, you tell me what you got going on. Who goes further? Cam Newton in New England, Tom Brady in Tampa. The floor is yours, guys. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that one. Belichick and Cam. Or Tom and the guy that came from the Cardinals, Arians. Cam in New England. New England goes to Super Bowl. You really believe that? Interzone, I will bet you all day on that one. Derek, read the one above you. Cam in New England goes to the Super Bowl. Interzone believes that Cam, if he went to New England, they go to the Super Bowl with Belichick. Now, let me tell you, now this is in a heartbeat. Let me tell you right now, and this is my personal opinion. I think Cam Newton wouldn't last a half a season in New England because I don't think he could deal with the rules. Number two, I don't think he's a smart enough quarterback to go up there. I think he's a dumbass. And I'm not trying to be, I don't like to cut people down, but I don't think he's smart enough to go to New England and learn a system that he would have to learn. I don't think he's smart enough. I'm sorry. I just don't think he's got from here up to be able to be, from here up, I don't think that Cam could do it. No way. No way. I don't think he would stay on that roster a whole year. I'm not hating. I am not hating. Look, he has never shown the patience to be able to run an off years. Have you seen him play in the last 15 years? He has to be able to read a defense. I'm serious, and I'm not trying to cut down on the guy. I'm not. But how many times? Number one, New England never mentor a rookie, maybe. How many times does Tom Brady get in a hurry, get in a rush? Look, Johnny Football won Heisman, okay? Johnny Football won the Heisman. Look where he's at. Heisman trophies don't do a lot. Hell, look at the guy in Florida, Tebow. He won the Heisman, league MVP. You know what? There's a lot of folks that have won the league MVP. And look, I have never said Cam Newton is not one of the most physical players out there. He is. But come on now. Look, he is a very physical player. But to stick him in Belichick's offensive system, put him in his offensive system and tell him that I don't think there's many guys that could do it. So I'm not saying to go out here and go get Stafford. Not at all. I think it would take a very, very studious guy to go in there. Somebody that may be a Stanford person or somebody that may not be the most physical, but somebody that's got from here up to be able to lead a team on the field. So when I cut down Cam, I'm cutting down a lot of them. Okay? I'm not just meaning to cut Cam down. I'm cutting a lot of them down. There's not many quarterbacks out there right now that can run Belichick's system the way he ran it with Brady the last 20 years. I just don't think so. Brady's system was, if somebody's open, you throw the ball to them. I don't care if it's 3 yards down the field and you let them go. And Cam has never played that way. Most quarterbacks have never played that way. But you're telling me that if Cam goes up to New England, they can win a Super Bowl. And look, come on. So you're pretty much telling me you would rather have Cam Newton than Tom Brady on your team right now. You see? And that's what you're saying right here. You don't even think Tom Brady can take the Bucs to the playoffs, at least in the wild card. No way. Really? I'll say this. Tom Brady will take Tampa further than Cam Newton will any team. Any team. I'll take just New England out of it because I know he's not leading New England. Any team. Cam Newton's not leading a team into the playoffs. Number one, it's just real. Let's just keep it real for a second. He's a free agent. If somebody wanted him dead, they'd be knocking on his door, and they're not doing it. There is no way that people are not knocking on his door looking for him. Could it be attitude? Maybe. Could it be that he's been injured? Whatever. But they're not knocking on his door. You know, you do notice when Tom Brady, the first day of free agency, he'd signed. And do you think that's his only offer? Not a chance. Not a chance. So I'm just saying, man, this is one time me and Interzone differ big time. But to think that Tom Brady is going to Tampa and going to lead a team, I don't know, 6-10, 7-9. I just don't see it, man. I think they're going to win more than they lose. I think they're going to be 8-8 or better. I think they're going to be better than that. He's got so many weapons. And Interzone, all I say to that is this. Look at the defenses Tom Brady had on his team. Okay? Kickers made a difference too. They had one of the best kickers all the way through it. So that played a part in it. But come on. TB12 is the best quarterback that has ever played the game. I don't care. You can talk about Manning. You can talk about Montana. Brady's been there 9 times. Where's the argument? Where is the argument there? He's been there 9 times. He's only played 20 seasons. Half his seasons, he goes to the Super Bowl. When does it become not coaching and when does it become good player? Yeah, with Bill Belichick. But come on. Belichick was in Cleveland. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? He didn't do nothing. He never won without Tom. He never won without Tom. I'm sorry, guys. If you put it to me as coach, or if you put it to me as player, the player had to get out on the field and do it. I'm sorry. Belichick is a great coach, but not at one time did he ever make a tackle and did he ever make a catch. Not one time. And Tom Brady had linemen all over him. You seeing something I don't see if you think Peyton Manning's better. Yeah. Belichick's coaching tree from Cleveland is really killer. I'm telling you, man. To me, Peyton Manning had a great career. But I don't think Peyton Manning is top 3. I'm sorry. TB12 is number 1, and I still say Montana's number 2. You might be able to put Peyton number 3. But when Peyton Manning, he's got 2 Super Bowls, okay? One of them, he couldn't walk. He had the best defense in the NFL that time. But no. Tom Brady, man. Yeah, he in Cleveland, he was not very good. Yeah, he wasn't. No. I don't know. What a discussion tonight, man. It's been if Cam went to New England would be in the Super Bowl. All right. We got that on tape. We got that right here. You guys tell me what you think in the discussion. It's been an awesome discussion tonight. Me and Interzone really, really disagreed a lot tonight. Give it to me. Tell me what you think. If I'm wrong, hey, throw it to me. I'm not going to say Cam couldn't play. Cam ain't going to win a Super Bowl up there. I'm sorry. So if you disagree with me, you can lay me out right here. If you agree with me, let me know something, okay? 2 hours, 20 minutes. Hey, better than anything we could have watched on TV tonight. Interzone, Derek, Sean. Who else we got in here? Everybody say hi to me, man. Don. We've had a lot of people in here tonight. A lot of good discussion, man. It's been awesome. And Sean had to end it with Dak is the greatest of all times. All right, Sean. You get to end it just because you got the wrench in your hand. We're gonna let you do it. Till I see you guys again, thanks so much. I enjoyed the discussion tonight. Definitely leave your comments down below. This could really, really draw a lot of comments. And so, hey, I love it. I love it, man. And I'll tell you what, doesn't mean we can't have a second part of this combo some other time. Till we see you again, my name's Rob. I am the Tom Brady supporter that actually thinks Tom can go to Tampa and win 10 ball games. He may not be able to, but I don't think New England with anybody is going to win 10 ball games. That's me. Till I see you again, thanks a lot for checking out my channel. It's been a great discussion tonight. I got worked up, got a little sweat going on right here. My wife said, "Ooh, don't have a heart attack, Rob." Got a little bit of underarm stuff going on. I had to put some deodorant on and feel like I done had a little bit of a workout. Get a little heated under the head. You know what I'm saying? I hope you guys enjoyed the discussion tonight. Me and Interzone had a good one tonight. You know, Interzone didn't agree with me, and me and Interzone a lot of times agree a lot across the board. Not tonight. So, big Belichick man. Hey, we're going to find him a Belichick belt to wear. Don Huston has to get in there. That game was washed up. New England, not a Super Bowl team. We'll see, guys. Leave your comments down below after it's all said and done. I don't care if I'm in bed. I'll sit and read and laugh about it. I may send you a LOL or something back out, but yeah, read them up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got to have a baseball discussion coming up very soon. Baseball is considering coming back in sometime in May. If they're doing it, we got to have a little bit of discussion and see, look, we've got some players that are out for the season now. Verlander's out. So, you know, there's a lot of guys now that are going to be out for this season. Shorter season, offenses may have that little bit of an advantage. We'll see, but maybe not this team, but maybe them Phillies might have something for somebody this year with a short season. Let's hope so anyway. Thanks a lot. I appreciate any and everybody that's been out there. We got 159 subscribers. We're working our way toward 200. Sean said he's going to eat some cornbread, lasagna, and rice pudding. I want to get me some pinto beans and cornbread. I'm a pinto bean and cornbread guy. I'm from down south. I like those cornbread muffins. You know, those cornbread muffins got a little bit of sweet to them. I don't want them with corn in them. I just want the plain cornbread muffins. Give me a couple of cans of those Luck pinto beans. I can do some business. But I don't know what I'll do tonight. Probably a little too late for that to be eating them. But you guys have a great, great evening. Thanks so much for stopping by. Agree to disagree, whatever. Hey, you're welcome to my channel. Even if you don't agree with anything I say, I enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. Thanks. God bless. Have a great, great weekend. Be safe. Watch out for your family. Watch out for your neighbors. And we just want you safe. Let's get rid of this disease, whatever virus, whatever the hell it is. We want to beat it so we can get out here and live life again. So I'll see you again. My name's Rob, and thanks so much for joining my channel. Bye-bye, guys.